Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Turtle Wars Season 3 for the third episode. Tonight we open up with Spacecraft, who managed to push their way all the way to the top 6 last season. A bit of luck involved, for sure, especially in their win over Generic. Overconfidence is an absolute killer, and that's why it's going to be a grudge match later on. They take on Hydro, who's got a pretty solid pedigree over in China. It's got a decent little drum spinner. It's very low to the ground. Both of these bots are definitely expected to be consistent, but not expected to be contenders. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see this match. After that, two Connect spinners take each other on. Teriyaki, with its angled bar spinner, is going to be taking on the more egg beater / drum spinner design of Devil. It's going to be interesting. This is the first season we're seeing like a lot of Connect spots come out and compete. So it's going to be fun to see what those machines can do in the arena. Panic Attack then will take on Samurai. This is a high tier match. Panic Attack made it to the Heat final last year. Probably could have made it a bit further, to be honest. Red Hand was probably the weakest of the 6 grand finalists. So it'll be interesting to see. Panic Attack has been pretty consistent. They've been around for a long time with no changes, right? So it's going to be interesting to see if they can continue to get some strong form. Samurai, in the meantime, their rookie year won the whole thing back in Breeze 14. Since then, though, disappointment after disappointment, really. We're going to see what they can do, but they've got a lot of weaknesses that a lot of the top machines have been able to exploit. So it's going to be tough for Samurai, and Panic Attack is going to be a good early challenge for them. Next up, we have Viper. No, not Viper. Rattler, sorry. Taking on... I'm blanking on his name. Distraught. That's what it is. My bad. These are two low tier machines. I don't have a ton of faith for either of them. Distraught's got a very interesting and unique design. It's kind of a double full body spinner with the, of course, giant top spinner with the angled teeth, and also a spinner on the bottom of the body. It's not invertible though. Viper, in the meantime, a pusher bot with a little grabby axe. It's got a lot of potential. It's been decent in some live events, but never really shown that it can compete with the best of the best. After that, two bots with pretty similar weaponry. Peppermint, Pre-Series 15 champions with the front hinged lifter take on the front hinged lifter of UFO 5. UFO 5 got wrecked by Vishio last year, and Extra Peppermint is now, I think, running on 2 years of disappointing performances. So it's going to be tough. Both of these bots definitely want to get an early win, but it's going to be tough. These are two very good machines who I think on a good day could definitely beat the best in the world. So it's a very nice early match to see where these two machines kind of stand, both with each other and potentially with the rest of the high tier. After that, White Knight 2.5, a custom machine for Team Crystal Carnage. I believe the only one that qualified. I might be wrong with that. But very powerful flipper. It's also got an interchangeable vertical disc that is for when it faces horizontal spinners. It takes on another Connects machine, 4 in the episode. Sorry, 5 in the episode. Forgot about the main event for a second there. Graze, which is actually 4 rear hinge flipping arms. So it's got a lot of power to it. It's not very low to the ground. That's just kind of an issue most Connects machines have. That's why they tend to be more full body or vertical spinner kind of designs. But we'll see. Graze has a lot of power to it. White Knight 2.5 is probably my pick to win that match, though. It's got a very, very solid design. And then there is tonight's main event. Suichoku took 3rd place last season with just a fantastic showcase all around. It's rookie year competing in this main series, mostly known for its King of Bots great performances, and of course won season 1 of that. It also won the first and only Robot Combat Major. It's got a very long history and a very impressive pedigree to it. It comes in this year with a handful of edits. It's added toothpick forks to it, so it is even lower. Trying to be competitive, trying to win this time around. It, of course, got third place last season. Very, very close. Got knocked out by Plank, though. So, unfortunate. Looking for the title this time around. Meanwhile, they take on one of the two newcomers in the high tier, Quality Control, with its devastating drum spinner. It looks really, really powerful, and it's really exciting to see a Connect spot that showed so much potential. It's got a big task ahead of it tonight. Heatwave was another newcomer that showed a lot of promise, that took on a veteran bot, and it didn't go too well. Quality Control here. Can they impress more than Heatwave did? Because it's going to be big for their season if they pull off this upset here. But without further ado, let's head into the first match. Spacecraft versus Hydro.
And we are back in the arena for episode 3, the first fight of the night. Spacecraft, top 6, a grand finalist. Last time around, they made it to the playoffs. A bit lucky that they were given that opportunity from Generic, but they are a steady and consistent machine who always puts up a good fight in spite of its lack of a Shreemback. This year, it has one that it can equip instead of the flail on the back, but for this fight, they have chosen to keep the flail. It served them well for a long time. In their way stands a King of Bots great machine, Hydro, spinning drum bot with low forks. Both of these bots are very push-oriented. Their active weapons don't really do all that much. Strength of schedule-wise, both are high-tier bots, so they're of course going to have difficult fights, but Spacecraft is going to face Generic later on, and after the statement win that Generic had last year, you've got to say that that's a tougher schedule, just by default. Heading into the arena, though, Ribcage and Minnow are house robots. 3, 2, 1, activate. Oh, and a big slam from Hydro, trying to get in early with that pushing power, and maybe trying to flip Spacecraft. Spacecraft, that was very dangerous, and Minnow, what a shot! And he's upside down! He's upside down, and the pit has been released as well. And what can Spacecraft do now? Flipped up and over, and an 0-1 start is not what you want. Cease. Dumped down the pit. Hydro, the weapon snapped off in the end, sure, but it didn't matter because it did its job. Hydro starts 1-0. Spacecraft, they're going to have to try and bounce back later on, but Generic is going to be a tough fight to win. Well, here we are, two devastating-looking Connects spinner bots entering the arena. Devil, a powerful-looking egg beater machine, versus the angled spinner of Teriyaki. In the arena for the house robots, our own angled spinner of Minnow, as well as the Dutchman. 3, 2, 1, activate these two bots. A very solid showing from the qualifiers. Teriyaki, though, chipping the ground with its weapon. Perhaps they put it a bit too low heading into this match. That would be a very disappointing way to lose their first fight, and Devil is absolutely on them with that egg beater. Big hit in return, though. Devil, very big chassis bot. The opposite of compact, if you will. Teriyaki now starting to get in its own groove, shoving into the Dutchman CPZ. The thing about Connects is that Axe bots can't really hit it and do anything. So, you know, getting shoved in the Dutchman CPZ, not really the end of the world for either of these two machines, but some nice control points garnered from Teriyaki, for sure. Very solid shots, back and forth, back and forth. neither bot really letting up on the throttle yet. There hasn't been that big decisive hit. Both bots really just trading shots. It was a very solid start from Devil, though, and I don't think Teriyaki has really gotten back from that. And now Devil pinning Teriyaki, not letting that weapon get up to speed. Their own can't get up to speed either. But it does get them an extra hit, and that was some very nice control, so give them some credit. Playing for the judges. That egg beater spinner, though, looking like it's not working as good, and that was a very nice shot from Teriyaki. And another one near the rear. Oh, what a hit from Teriyaki! And Devil might be a little bit stuck on top of that blade. Oh, they do get freed. Teriyaki, very good stuff from him. The Shrinek on Devil does work, but the weapon is struggling for sure. Some connect spots, these discs can definitely move towards the center of their lines, and it makes the weapon a bit less effective. And you can see that those two ends of the egg beater, the ones with teeth on them, have definitely been moved, and that is not what you want to see if you are Devil. Later on in this fight, Teriyaki is absolutely activated, and another great hit out of him. And Devil's weapon is really not able to compete. Not anymore, at least. Maybe at the start of the fight, but now it's just not as effective. It's just not really working. The hits have been huge from Teriyaki late on in this match, but how much time is left? None! Cease! That is it. Full 3 minutes with these two deadly spinners. But only one can advance to 1-0. We are back with the decision. And the winner, by a 6-3 judge's decision, is Teriyaki! No surprise there. I would assume Devil had a very solid start to the fight, but Teriyaki, right at the end, managed to run away with it with some very nice shots, pretty much immobilizing the weapon of Devil. Very solid start, I would say, for both machines. I think Devil looked good in spite of its issues in the match, and it showed potential. But Teriyaki showed a lot of power in that match. Could it be a real threat heading forward? Only time will tell, but it's time to head on to our next fight. Heading into this match, we've got two very familiar faces. Panic Attack, one of the oldest bots still competing. But it still does decently. Heat final last time around, where it was eventually knocked out to Red Hand. I would say that Heat C last year was the weakest Heat, and as such, Panic Attack probably the weakest Heat finalist, but a lot of experience, a lot of control. Meanwhile, you have Samurai on the other side. A lot of power in it, not a lot of control, not a lot of armor. They won. They won Pre-Series 14, the second to last Pre-Series. They are our fourth most recent champion. Somehow, this bot has never managed to replicate that form in the slightest, because look at it. It's a bunch of corrugated card. Both these bots want to win here. They have very exploitable weaknesses, and they're in the high tier, so those weaknesses will get exploited, and starting off 1-0 would really help. 3, 2, 1. Activate Dutchman and Bullseye in the arena for this one. Panic Attack immediately flips over Samurai, though. And Samurai misses their own flip. That's gotta be disappointing, and Panic Attack getting the lift, shoving Samurai into Bullseye CPZ. Oh, gets chucked! Bullseye actually did something that's crazy. Into the pit release button. We've seen very few pittings so far this year, so another one wouldn't be that bad, would it? Samurai's got a self-right, though. Stuck on its side, and can it get back down? It does. a bit flabbergasted, perhaps. Panic attack, big shove, getting the lifts in, maybe trying to pin it on top of the pit release button, which has broken off as per usual. Samurai gets a flip though, and that could be it, but they miss the second. Samurai, they've got to take more advantage of that, and Panic Attack self-rights elegantly, and it shoves them right back into Bullseye CPZ. Samurai is in real danger of losing this match. They had their opportunity to end it nice and quickly there, not leave it up to the question of the judges. And they miss another flip. That cannot be happening if you want to be a real title contender. And Samurai now in the corner almost chucks itself into the pit with that flip, and it gets one on Panic Attack. Can it string together some attacks here in the match? Because we are over halfway into it, and Panic Attack to me is the clear leader so far. Samurai knocked up onto its side again. Not too much you can do. Firing that flipper to get back up. And there it is. Panic Attack slamming Samurai into the wall. Yet again. And not giving him an inch to breathe. Panic Attack really is just dominating this match. And there's not too much you can say that would change my mind over who is winning this one. Unless Samurai can do something that flip. Not enough to even throw Panic Attack over. And they have got Samurai in their clutches yet again. Don't really do anything with them that time. Bullseye CPZ yet again. Big flip, it right Samurai instead of flipping him over. But, you know, we've got about 10 seconds left. It would have to be a big string of attacks. Samurai! Some good flips right here towards the end of the match, but I think it is a judge's decision for sure. Cease. And there it is. Panic Attack. 3 minutes of what I would call domination, for the most part. Unfortunately for Samurai, but maybe the judges saw something I didn't. We are back to present the judge's decision. The winner, by an 8-1 decision, is Panic Attack! They advance to 1-0, and the former champions in Samurai fall to 0-1. Not the spot you want to be if you are the Japanese Machine. You've got a lot of tough matches ahead of you. This was probably one of the easier ones. Here we are. Yet another Kinetic Spinner takes the arena this episode to take on a Lego Axebot. Distraught. The team claimed it to be a double full-body spinner, if you'll believe it. It's got two big rings, square rings, that spin around. The top one, of course, you can see it's got the big teeth on it. The bottom one spins around too, though, sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't. It's a weird design, very unique, very impressive. In the meantime, Rattler, they're there. I don't know what to say. They have had some success on the live circuit. They've got very good pushing power, but I doubt they're going to do too much in this match. 3, 2, 1, activate, and we've got Bullseye and Ribcage in the arena, and Distraught, a big opening hit, smacking Rattler about so far. A lot of very solid hits. Rattler not able to do too much. They're just getting deflected, but they do shove Distraught into the corner patrol zone with the deadly saw of Ribcage. It does so much damage that you literally can't see what it does. It damages the very fabric of reality somehow. I don't. All the house robots are useless. Let's just be real here. They're just here for show. Much like Rattler's weapon is just here for show. It doesn't do anything. Don't be ridiculous. Most axes don't, aside from Pains and maybe Jackhammers, who I think you guys still have yet to see. That one is going to be a fun one, I think. Perhaps a fan favorite, but we should be in the moment here, and I don't think either of these bots are going to be fan favorites. You gotta respect the durability of Rattler. For a Lego bot, I'm pretty surprised it hasn't broken yet. It's taking a lot of punishment, not dealing a ton out in return, trying to grab on with that axe, getting into the innards, shoving him back into ribcage corner patrol zone, where the saw brought down repeatedly to do so much damage. And by so much, I mean literally none. Rattler getting in with that weapon. That's what you want to see, absolutely. Oh, big hits from Distraught. Rattler, not too much you could do! That was the double full body spinner coming into play right there, and what a shot it was. This bot can be so devastating. Rattler holding on. But that's kind of all that it's doing. Shoving it into a bullseye, CPZ. If it gets flipped over, it can't self-right, but it survives the flip. And Rattler now left without too many options, shoving the pit release, trying to take some kind of advantage there. But I don't know if it's going to be enough. Because Distraught just keeps getting these devastating hits, and that is the whole front wedge. Less than 20 seconds left, and finally Rattler is starting to succumb to some of the damages it's taken. That whole front wedge just got torn off, and there is the axe as well. I'm not going to say it was necessarily close, but it was commendable that Rattler had lasted so long. Cease without taking damage, but right at the end it did. And I don't think Control is going to be able to save you enough points from that. But we'll be back with the judge's decision. And here we are with the decision. The Lucy machine did win a category, but they did lose 3-6 overall, and the winner by 6-3 judge's decision is Distraught. Of course, it kind of dominated the fight. It lost the control category pretty much just because it's a full body spinner. It's kind of hard to have control. It still got a control point. It also shut out the damage category. So, you know, it was a very solid victory out of the rookie machine. Rattler, you survived. The durability was solid for most of the match, but still a loss, and you really don't want to be losing your opening match, even if it's a judge's decision. 3 judges' decisions later, and we are at a fight between 2 very similar design machines, made out of gum packets that use front-hinged lifters. UFO 5 and Extra Peppermint. Now, Extra Peppermint won the 15th and final pre-series. Hasn't had a ton of success in Turtle Wars main, though. UFO 5, kind of a similar story. Never a champion, never even a grand finalist, if I remember correctly, but consistently towards the upper half of the competition. Last year, an unlucky loss to Vicio. Their weapon just got torn off by the drum spinner. Not much you can do when that happens, but these 2 bots, similarly designed. How do they match up? Let's find out. 3, 2, 1, activate. Goes without saying, 2 high-tier machines. They've definitely got hard draws ahead of them. But UFO 5, big lift to start it off. I was not sure what to expect. I know UFO 5 has extremely low ground clearance, but I was kind of expecting it to be Extra Peppermint doing the initial lifting, but no, UFO 5 really taking advantage of that lower ground clearance. Not quite getting him over, but getting him into Minnow's corner control zone, and Minnow tearing into the back of that lifter. That could be devastating later on. in this match. UFO 5, though, still unable to get that flip, and one chance was all Extra Peppermint needed to get a flip in on of his own. Ugh, commentator of the year. Yep, that's me. These two definitely struggling. Definitely. UFO 5 certainly on top. Maybe Extra Peppermint's attack looked a bit better, but UFO 5 has just had so many more attacks. Oh, that's a very nice flip, though. Minnow, what a hit! Sends him flying across the arena. UFO 5, though, able to get back up. And Extra Peppermint doesn't get the flip that time around. Trying to pin UFO 5 now and struggling with it. Getting right back under for the flip. And getting right back under again for another one. And UFO 5 stuck in the corner with Minnow. And that is a painful shot to take. UFO 5 still has not gotten a flip of its own. It started so strong, but Extra Peppermint might be starting to run away with it for me. I'm not sure, though. Propping up UFO 5 yet again. Like we said, two front hinge lifters, two very similar designs. And UFO 5 opens up the pits. Trying to get Extra Peppermint into it, but he misses, and Extra Peppermint able to get off of the back of UFO 5 and throw him into the wall and to topple him up and over. Very strong stuff from Extra Peppermint there. Unable to get under now the sides of UFO 5, though, which a little bit worrying, perhaps. Now the weapon stuck open, maybe. Extra Peppermint. A big lift there. And another one that actually leaves him on top of UFO 5. Weirdly enough. And a big shove from UFO 5, getting Extra Peppermint into the corner control zone. That's what we need more of. More control from UFO 5. That's what they were doing great. Cease at the start of the match. But now it's the end. Extra Peppermint ends this match pinned up against the wall. They would have been able to get down as long as the weapon was working, but a good little end showing from UFO 5, and I am honestly not sure who wins this one. So it's all up to our judges to make a tough choice. We are back with the decision between these two machines. Extremely close match between the two. Both fought hard for that opening win. This is... How many judges' decisions have we had tonight? This is ridiculous. We never have judges' decisions here on Turtle Wars, and we've had like 4 tonight, which is insane. Shows just how good these two machines are. Neither one backing down. But the winner, by a 5-4 split decision, as close as it gets, is Extra Peppermint. They advance to 1-0, winning the damage and aggression categories 2-1. They start the season off strong with a win, and it is UFO 5 who will have to bounce back later on. With that, we have just one more fight before our main event. And that should be happening just about right now. And we are back. White Knights 2.5 sits in the red square, taking on Grays in the blue square. A connects 4 flipper versus one of the biggest machines in the competition in White Knight 2.5. Custom bots have not done too well so far. I think all 3 that have fought have lost. This is a serious bot. Got gutted back in episode 1. Vertigo got... I don't even remember what happened to him. I think pitted by whoever they faced. And Synthetic pinned Iron Off 4 on its back. So, White Knight 2.5 looking to be the first machine, custom machine, to advance to 1-0. Let's see if they manage it. 3, 2, 1. Activate. And here they go. Grays trying to square up, but failing and getting flipped immediately. trying to get those bars down as fast as possible, getting chucked close to the wall, though. Grays, though, cease! Grays only needs one opportunity because one flip from them is 4 flips from everyone else. And the custom bots are not having a good time in this opening round. White Knight 2.5 bested by Grays in one of the only KOs so far this episode. And with that, our next fight is our main event, Rookie versus Veteran. Suichoku versus Quality Control. That is up next. Here it is, the main event. Suichoku, one of the most successful bots in the world. They won King of Bots Great Season 1. They got second in Season 3 of King of Bots Great. They won the first ever Robot Combat Major. And they took home bronze last year. Since then, they made 2 changes. The weapon now spins on a different type of motor that hopefully gives it more power. And they've added toothpick forks, similarly to what Plank did. Standing across from them in the arena is Quality Control, who looked devastating in the qualifiers. A big old drum. This bot does not focus on ground clearance in the slightest. They focus on giving heavy hits. In the arena for the House Robots, Minnow and Dutchman return from the last match because they did literally nothing. Let's see who wins this. 3, 2, 1, activate. And Quality Control getting up to speed nice and quickly. And Suichoku using that weapon to just about get inside of the Connects machine. Every Connects machine has one tonight, except for the one that faced a Connects machine. That was the only loss of the 4 Connects robots so far tonight. And Suichoku toppled up and over in that exchange. But heading right face first into Quality Control, shoving him into the corner patrol zone. But like we said, axes don't really do anything to Connects machines, so the Dutchman can't really do all that much. Maybe Minnow can, though. Maybe, just maybe, but he might be hitting Suichoku instead. No, he does hit our friendly neighborhood Quality Control, who is trying its best to free itself off of Suichoku. This is another bit of an issue with Connects machines, is them getting stuck, managing to topple Suichoku in that escape move. The weapon of Quality Control has not hit a great shot yet, but it's starting to come alive. Some good driving, managing to get to the exposed back of Suichoku, who now is trying to get at the sides of Quality Control. Pinning him up on one of the fins on the side, maybe now on the Shrimek. Oh! What a lift from Suichoku! Suichoku now on its back. There it is, getting down. Oh, what a hit though, Suichoku! And that might be it. Quality Control struggles a little bit in that self-righting category and now trying to pull itself to self-righting. Suichoku, though, they don't want to deal with it. And I don't know if Quality Control can get back onto its wheels. Using the drum. That Shrimek on the back, a bit too short, really. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. It's back! It's back in the ring! Oh, what a hit as well! Oh my goodness, absolutely coming in with some amazing shots after that. Coming back from the dead just to land some huge hits. But back at the side now is Suichoku, and he's got him up again. Can he get him over? No, he cannot. The Dutchman knocks him back onto its wheels. Suichoku, though, not done yet. Surely not. Back into the Dutchman's corner. And the Dutchman brings down the axe and spontaneously erupts into the air. Cease that! is the match. Wow. Quality Control survives the full 3 minutes with Suichoku. Yes, it did start to get counted out eventually, but that is impressive. So few bots can say that they've survived that long against Suichoku. He's lost like 5 times total, maybe. Probably not even that, to be honest. I think it's actually closer to 3, 4 times. We'll be back with the decision shortly, though. And we are back here with the decision. The winner of tonight's main event by a 7-2 judge's decision is Suichoku. The American vertical spinner kind of dominated the match, let's all be honest. Quality Control got a few nice shots in, and of course gave it some respect for surviving the full 3 minutes against Suichoku, a bot of Suichoku's caliber. For a newcomer to go the full 3 minutes against that, very impressive. As much credit as you can give to Quality Control, truly. But it's still a loss. And when you're in the high tier as a newcomer, it can be kind of tough to bounce back. With that, this episode's over. We have 2 low-tier bots facing each other in next time's main event. 2 custom machines as well. Trident against Suffocate, so at least one custom bot will be 1-0. I will see you all next time. For that, we also see the return of the legendary Derpy machine. So, stay tuned for that.